on to Somerset, another church I've never been to.
Yeah, neither have I. Yep.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
We set out in the morning light, the road ahead unrolled, stories in the steeples, in the hearts that still hold. It started down in Perth town, in the Gibson family's prayer. Since the 1850s, grace has echoed everywhere. From Hobart up to Launceston, through Devonport and Burnie Sound, we're tracing lines of faithfulness in every country town.
The church used to be down in Simpson Street, which is down in the town.
Yeah.
And it would have been 30 years ago, I think, maybe a bit more than that. Sold that property, and they purchased the land up here. And
So how much land?
everything you can see.
No.
And then on the other side, there's a school. So that school was one Somerset Baptist Christian school.
Yeah.
Then it became independent, early 2000s, I think.
Wow.
And it became Seabrook Christian School. Now that's run by ACC, Australian Christian College.
Oh yeah. So if you did have 10,000 people turning up at church, you could probably find a way to accommodate them.
Yeah. We just need the fish and the loaves.
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, it is quite something. So this building is now, it's coming up to I think 20 years since it was built. So no, I think some people might look back and say that maybe the school consumed the church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like
yeah.
it was originally like a really, I think the prospect, the intention was good,
Yeah.
but then it just became all consuming running a school,
Yeah, absolutely.
and the school kind of became, just not, I won't say like the most important thing, but like it just happened to just become the most,
Yeah.
it just took up so much time. Yeah, a few little things we're hoping to do, but yeah, it is such a beautiful view,
Yeah.
isn't it? There it is. So I come out here and sit out here and do my work sometimes.
I can understand that.
When it's not blowing a gap. I think the way, it's such a blessing having this property.
Yeah.
But one of the problems is the battle axe block, as you probably experienced driving up.
Yeah.
If you don't know it's here,
No.
and so a lot of people have lived Somerset for decades. Like there's a Baptist church.
The manager of the community garden was
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes,
So,
Michelle.
Michelle, is it okay for us to interview you briefly?
So Matt, I'll explain. Matt is the person who I was trying to get away from before.
Yes, I was running and
Because
he's such a nice guy that he saw me.
Matt is how do I put this? He is the mission director of the Tasmanian Baptists.
So state leader, kind of.
He's the Pope, but not the Pope.
Yeah, no. In Baptist things, you can make suggestions. Loose suggestions. You don't get to tell anyone to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we bumped into you.
Yeah.
And so this is your vision.
This.
You came up with the idea and you've made it happen.
Yes. So yeah, I'm really passionate about bringing the community together, and I found when we were at the Burnie High School farm that there were a lot of people that were feeling peace and calm by being amongst nature. So yeah, I just wanted to create that again, so we can have like a children's area, so we can do activities as well as gardening. And we're hoping more of the Baptist Church congregation become involved.
It's inspiring.
Yes.
Well done.
So thank you. Yeah, I get. It gives me a good feeling knowing that we're doing some good.
And I love seeing the partnership with the church. It's great.
Yes. Yeah, Ben's wonderful.
So Sharon, she runs some of our craft groups, which we run on Wednesday and Friday.
And there's a couple of craft groups, did you say?
Yes, I run both Wednesday and Friday from 9 till 3.
And like 10 at each? Or
No, 20 at each.
20 at
Yeah.
each? Where did this come from? How did it start?
Started in my shed.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I had a massive stroke 22 years ago and I used to work. and I had to give up work, but I had to find something to keep the hands busy. So I started quilting.
Wow. So is it largely quilting kinds of things?
Wednesday is, yeah, but Friday it's more a chat and choose group.
Okay.
The older folk from the church, a couple of them come, and it's really good. And there's been some of our sewers that aren't Christians that come along, and they reckon this is where they feel peace.
Fantastic.
Even though there's nothing in here that looks like a church, but they said there's something about it that makes peace.
As I've sort of been around now for 3 years, I've just seen how God works through it, and that a lot of those women may have had church backgrounds in the past and have had negative experiences of the church, and so the fact that they are walking through the doors and sitting down in a church is a big thing.
So how long have you been at this church?
I started with the Baptist when I was 12.
At Somerset?
Yes, down in the old building.
Wow.
And I was 12 years old, and I've been with it ever since.
And Sharon, what do you love about Somerset Baptist Church?
It's the people in it that make the church.
Yeah.
And the fellowship. I mean, it's great. Everyone supports each other, and as a church should.
What would you say has changed over the years at Somerset Baptist Church?
Ideas
Yeah.
within the church, the way the setting up of the church is different to what we used to have.
Yeah.
It's more friendly now. It's a happy place. Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was always good down the bottom and up at the school when we was up there. But this is just, it's great.
Yeah.
And Ben's a great pastor.
Is he, Are you just saying that because he's here?
No.
I'm saying she's saying that because I gave her 20 before.
We are driving away from Somerset Baptist Church, and I'd be blown away. It was not at all what I was expecting.
I think it's the church with the best view.
Well, the point is up there.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's incredible.
And the facility and the land they've got.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't realise it was the newest church.
Yeah.
I had no idea that it was the newest church in the state. The connection with farming ministry or the farming charity and generosity of the church and the community spirit, craft groups. It's just
And Shara is beautiful.
clear that they are on a healthy path, and they've got vision and a lovely sense of family and community.
Yeah. So cool.
Now off to Burnie.
Yep.
From Somerset's blue coastline to Yola's quiet view, each church a living story of what the Lord can do. This road we share is paved with grace, footsteps of the faithful in every place. Through years gone by and those to come, the church still sings the kingdom drums.
Well, I'm Kathy Fogarty. I've been here since I think about 1984 or something like that.
I'm Marie, and I've been here, we had about 5 years ago, 5 years, and then we were away for 12, and we've been back 30. So we've been here a while.
This is the original foundation stone.
So the history is that in 1889, a few people got together. They met in the town hall, and it grew from there. When they had about, I think it was like 50 to 100 people, they petitioned the Tasmanian Baptist Union and said, we want to build a church, but we need a little bit of financial help, which they received. They built on this spot and was completed in 1901. That stone was laid and the building was opened. Then they grew so much that they needed to expand. So as part of the expansion, they found that the piles, etc., which were holding the floor were rotten. Okay, that's no good. We'll build a new church. So they lifted the old wooden church onto logs or poles or something, and they pushed it back. They built this brick building, which was opened in 1925, thus the photo up there, and they used the old timber building as the hall for Sunday school and fellowship, etc. And then in 1974, it was time to demolish that old building that had been there for that long, and they built the big brick building, which was opened in 1975. What I really love, and I love telling this story, and that is that when they were meeting in the town hall, they had so many baptisms, but they used to pull in a big timber, metal-lined tub, lift it up onto the stage, fill it with water with buckets, and then at the end of the baptisms, you'd hope you'd be first, at the end of the baptisms, they would bucket the water out and take the big tub away again. The ceiling there is a big void, which gives us access to the belfry, etc.
Do we have a bell in the belfry?
It's an electronic belfry which is run from the PA system. We've used it occasionally for the Anzac 100-year celebration. We rang the bells and had a street party out the front.
I wonder if this is the only Baptist church with bells.
Probably.
I think it might be.
It wouldn't have looked like this, apart from the fact that there were pews, but that front section, the only part that is remaining is the lectern, but there was a big timber section with a fence that went all around.
While we're sort of standing here in the auditorium, there's a question I'm asking everybody. What is it you love about Burnie Baptist Church?
I like the family.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's the family. It's the people. It's the fact that we've got people who've been here for much longer than us.
Yes.
We've got people who've been here for a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. And we do refer to ourselves as the church family.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. And as part of our service in the morning, we have a welcome time where everybody just greets, and sometimes it takes
forever.
10 minutes, sometimes and you sort of have to bang the drum a bit to say, come on.
Play some chords on the
yes,
piano loud.
Because
They
people
just don't want to stop.
They just talk and hug and greet, and I don't think there's anyone who's left behind.
Now, I also think this may be the only church that we've been to with stained glass.
The stained glass window, it's a beautiful thing, and everyone comments about it. Of course, it's the Good Samaritan, and it was bequeathed by E.A. Joyce, who was one of our very original members. I think a lot of what we see in the Good Samaritan is what we see in this church.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mission statement for this church.
Isn't it? Very much a mission statement for the church.
Which is what it should be.
Yeah.
But I think it is. We're about to see a bit more of that. For most people, this is kind of where your experience of church stops in the auditorium. But a Burnie Baptist Church, this is just the beginning. Tell us about this space.
Well, this is the space which is, of course, the hall, referred to as the hall. Years ago, it was Sunday schools and you name it, Boys Brigade, Girls Brigade, youth groups. But now it is particularly used by City Mission. We have a partnership with Launceston City Mission for the past 9 years. Can you believe that? Started out as just one lunch, 1 day a week, and it grew to lunch and breakfast 4 days a week. They get anywhere from 10 people at breakfast to 50 people for lunch. And it's servicing the homeless, the needy, the lonely, the people who walk in off the street.
Every Baptist church has, not many have a hall like this, but every one of them has a community space. That community, for Baptist churches, it's about relationships, I think. Tell us about the Wednesday nights that sort of got underway.
Well, it started because we had a few young people, or a few new people in the church, and Maddie said, well, let's just have a tea. So we called it Tucker and Talk, because we did the tuckering before the talking. And it started with half a dozen, and then went to a dozen, and then went to 20, and there's been times when they've had over 40 come. The Tucker and Talk nights, they share the meal, and then Maddie might have a game because he got, say, for Easter, they got given a whole pile of Easter eggs. So he did some games and people got, the prizes were Easter eggs. They have a sing-along, they have a time of worship, someone leads, someone will give a testimony or something like that. Then they come and have dessert, and with the dessert they go and sit around and have chats.
It's a safe place that wouldn't, like, for some of the people who turn up there, I imagine turning up on a Sunday morning would be a bit much.
Very threatening.
Yes, yeah.
It is a worship service unlike what most people would experience.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's not a long one. They only sing two, 3 songs. The message is only for 5 to 10 minutes, depending who's giving it. Yep.
Yeah, I actually think what you're experimenting with there is pretty important.
Oh, absolutely.
Here in the car park.
Yep.
Who owns the car park?
The church does.
The church owns the car park.
The church owns all of this property.
My guess is the car park provides a bit of income for the church.
It does.
Yeah.
The car park provides a regular income.
So this building here, the
Yes.
orange space, is also
Yes.
owned by the church.
Yes, 4
And
flats.
And there are 4 flats upstairs
Yes.
and office space downstairs.
Office space downstairs. City mission run emergency relief, inside out for kids, and all the other services that City Mission run. For the coast, they run through there.
One of the other questions we've been asking everybody is, what are your hopes for Burnie Baptist Church?
For it to grow and to have another life,
Yeah.
and not just to dwindle away because we can't hit the 21st century.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's there. We just have to move. I just don't quite know how.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think we're in a unique position where we've got this complex in the centre of the city.
Yes.
Not many churches are in the centre of the city. It's a huge mission field,
Yes.
which we need to tap into.
There's
It's
a
got,
few on the Wednesday nights
yes, there's
that
a
come
lot
in.
on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Once again, that's that non-threatening church service.
Yeah. And so, and part of, Marie, hearing what you're saying, part of the challenge is there's Wednesday nights, there's Sunday mornings, and there's this question of what's the future look like?
How do we join them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
I really have no clue.
Yeah. This is, in some ways, you can call this the Good Samaritan Centre.
Yes. It's a good one. I must remember that.
I think God plants stuff, and I think that window has been I think that's been part of the DNA of this church.
Yes.
We get used to it.
Well, there you go. See, I felt a bit awkward saying it, but I really love Tassie and Marie. I love their faithfulness.
Yeah.
I love they and their husbands have really helped hold that little church together. And they're kind of saying, we know we've got to change, but it's not simple. But I felt like a bit of a God moment when we saw the window there.
Yeah. The Good Samaritan stained glass window.
And sort of going from that, which was donated by one of the founders of the church. I think it may. I don't think I saw another stained glass window like that in any other church. They really do have, when they're saying that what they love about the church, sense of family. There is a beautiful sense of family. There's a sense of humour. But hanging out at church together isn't easy. And same as everywhere, it's the small group of faithful friends. And this question, we heard it this morning with Sue at Coastland. Like, change isn't easy. Change. And like we've heard it at a few churches. And like we heard it at, I think I can get around here without crashing. We heard Longford are still benefiting from the big choices they made.
Yeah.
And it was massive. to sell the building and build a new one. But that was years and years ago. For every church, the thing of change and how do you do it? How do you bring people with you? All that sort of stuff. It's not simple. Well, one church to go on the northwest coast.
We're up to number 23.
And then we're on the way south.
Yeah.
We tomorrow do the Southern Baptist Church, not the Southern Baptist. You know what I mean.
Yeah, and then it's nearly done. I can't believe it. I'm actually feeling sad, because it's been so good.
It really continual surprises, and it's just a great sense of gratitude that I get to hang out with these people and be part of this movement. Just these are special people. We have an incredible legacy, and I feel like God's up to it.
This road we share is paved with grace, footsteps of the faithful in every place. Through years gone by and those to come, the church still sings the kingdom drums. Hope is rising, love runs deep. Tasmania's calling, and the promise we keep.
Well, I'm Jan Dobson, and I came to Wynyard in 1962, and I've been here ever since. In the church.
I'm John. I was born here in Wynyard. I was actually born in Wynyard. I lived at Boat Harbour, and the church had a sort of an outstation there. So I've sort of always been involved. But I only came to Wynyard when I was married. So we've been here sort of about around the same time. The building at the end is where the old church was.
Yeah.
So we'll wander inside and we'll just show you what's there now, and we can explain. This used to be a house.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go inside.
Yeah, fantastic. What a great facility. I love that Baptist creates space for community. Our buildings say relationship.
Well, this building is used Mondays and Fridays for a hub for food and groceries for people who need it.
Fantastic.
And on Monday I was working out here, and we had 23 people come through.
Fantastic.
For food and groceries and whatever they needed. And we give them, the church gives them, we have out here tea and coffee, and the people who come in, it's quite a little community of people who come, and they sit and chat, and we sort of chat with them and try to make connections between the church and those who come.
That's beautiful. So, has it always looked like this?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
So that little picture there is the old church,
Yes.
the one at the top.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's this.
That's
Yeah,
that.
yes.
Okay, this was the old church.
No.
No.
The old church came here.
Oh, yeah.
To here. And that was completely demolished. That completely gone.
It's completely gone.
It wasn't sort of fit to do up.
So when was this work done?
It was done since the church was over there, obviously.
Oh, I hadn't know. So the church was over there.
Oh yeah, that's the church.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Across the road.
Yeah, we're taking you a long way around.
Yeah, good. Fantastic. That's what we're after. We want to see the story.
This part was the hall, and we played badminton here and had all sorts of activities here. That's where I met John.
Oh, fantastic.
Playing badminton with the youth group.
Right here.
Yes, right here.
Right here.
Yes.
So the romance began on these floorboards.
No, I asked. It was about there.
Oh, okay.
The kitchen.
It was built over the driveway between the hall and the next door house.
No.
Yes.
The kitchen. The kitchen is.
Yes, the kitchen.
So the church property used to go to about this wall here.
Oh, yeah.
Which went straight through there. And there was a house next door. So as we go around to this way.
Oh, yeah. I'm loving this. This is fantastic.
We did a lot of work to get the money to do it.
I can imagine.
I can, only imagine.
About here is where the driveway was between the house and the church.
Wow. So this is
This is the kitchen.
what a great kitchen.
Yes, it is a good kitchen. It's very good for working in.
It's well equipped. These are great fridges.
They belong to the hub.
Oh, they belong to. Who owns the hub? What's the hub? So the hub is a ministry of the church.
Yes, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like so the church has a community outreach it's called the hub.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What happens here?
Well, I think Sunday school use it.
Yeah.
Little kids use
Yeah.
it.
So
And Chat and Choose use it too.
so how big is Chat and Choose here?
Is it 60 now? About 60, I think.
After COVID, it shrank quite a bit.
Yeah.
We used to have 100.
So okay, well, hang on.
We used to have 100, but it's after COVID it shrank a little bit, so it's between 60 plus come to Chat and Choose on a Thursday morning.
I'm fascinated. Almost every Baptist church has a Chat and Choose. Like there's heaps of them. As we go around the place, it's like someone started it and others got onto it, and yeah. Anyway,
They started it in Devonport many years ago.
did they?
Yes, I was at that church the day that the fella from South Australia came over and started it all.
Oh wow!
And that was the first, as far as I know, that was the first Chat and Choose in Tasmania.
Well, that is really important information.
Oh,
Thank you. I'd love to see the office just because it feels like we're doing the grand tour.
So this is the general office here.
Nice and tasty in here.
Fran's office, is it locked? Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. I won't try and break in. But it's nice and light in here. That's great.
Yeah. The church moved from this side of the road. They moved to that side and they bought that house there,
This one.
yeah, which had a vacant block there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they built a church there. This was the manse for a while. We had Sunday school rooms and round the back and
Wow.
all over the place.
Okay, so it looks like 1972 was when we moved over the road.
Yeah.
That means that the children for Sunday school have to go across the road to go to Sunday school.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, they start there and they come about when church.
Oh, okay, so they start over there and they come across. Yeah. Ah. This is a church after my heart.
I'm sorry.
This is a church after my own heart. Very nice. This is lovely. The cafe.
This part's fairly new in the last, probably a few years ago. He was served in the church. But now people come here.
Yeah, of course.
They come here before church quite a long time and have coffee.
Right? What a
There's
great idea.
More coffee sold before church than after church.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to have to hear that deeply at Citywide and think about what we can do about that. So this is it feels very modern, clean space, very, very bright.
So that it was extended out that way.
Oh, yeah?
Because the toilets are out there. And there's a little room, prayer room in around the corner. Wednesday night, some men's group meets here.
Oh, yeah?
And we use that screen, hook up to that screen
Great.
and use that.
Fantastic.
Neighbourhood Watch use this part of the building when they have their meetings too. They were here on Wednesday morning.
This is the first
This is the church.
This is the church? And these are the first fuzzy doors we've seen?
Yeah.
Wow. Like you've got real theatre seating. While we're here, one of the questions I'm asking everybody is this one very simple question. Do you love Wynyard Baptist Church?
You're assuming we do.
Yeah, I am. I am sure. Why do you love or tolerate? No.
One of the things I've noticed lately in the church, and I'm always just a little bit surprised by, there's a good deal of acceptance and tolerance within the church.
Is that a shift at all, or has it always been like that?
Not always. We've probably had our problems, which we probably don't need to talk about. But yes, no, this hasn't always been.
Yeah.
But it probably, it's not been too bad. I'm not saying, wow, it's better now than it used to be. But it's just a good thing about the church now, because you really can only really talk about the church today.
Yeah.
You know, the churches go like this.
Yeah,
over time.
churches have their ups and downs, there's no
Yeah.
question, and a building is not a church.
No.
But a building does tell you what your values are.
Yeah.
Like it tells you what's important.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the building, Winston Churchill said, we build our buildings, then our buildings build us.
Yeah.
And so we get affected by our buildings.
Yeah.
And a lot of thought has gone into this building.
Yeah.
And both buildings. Yeah. What is it you love about this church?
Well, the people, I think. Everybody is accepting of everybody else. If someone comes in looking rather disreputable or something, nobody takes any notice. And, you know, we've had all sorts come and all sorts go. We had a baptismal service once, and someone we'd never seen before was in the congregation. And at the end of the service, it was Mr. Davidson who was just sort of filling in, but he asked, was there anyone else who wanted to be baptised? And this fella raced up to the front and took off his coat, I suppose, and got baptised and ran out again dripping wet.
Wow.
But nobody turned a hair, and I don't know that we ever saw him again, but that was it. I think that's what we're a bit like.
So you are a church that is ready to welcome people.
Oh, definitely. And people say to us what a friendly, welcoming church we are. So, I mean, we're here, we don't take that much notice of that, but other people tell us that when they've been here and they've gone somewhere else. So I think we are a pretty welcoming church.
Now, I also see the stage and the band and it. So worship seems to be important here. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It's changing.
Yeah. The sort of tolerance in that too. People are not saying, you know, you are not spiritual unless you've got your hands up this high.
Yeah.
If someone, which probably a fair bit of the congregation would want to stand like this, that's fine.
Yeah.
So people just accept different expression, and there's no sort of pressure to conform one way or another.
No, I love it, mate. And one of the things we hear in the Baptist churches all over the place is Baptist. Well, and this is from the Baptist Values Project. There's two things. We try to be community, but we want to allow room for people to have their own ways of doing things.
Yeah.
So part of the culture here is it's okay to be you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that about the Baptist movement, because we're not dictated to by anybody.
No, I noticed you're looking at me when you said that.
just getting confused.
Yeah. Just getting me ready for what I'm heading for. Yeah.
When you leave, we'll do what we want.
That's right. But it's beautiful, isn't it? Like I actually think that is very Baptist. Like we are not a top-down mob. We are we as best we try not to be a democracy. We try and work out together what God's saying, and wrestle it through. And we know in every church there's awkward people. And if there isn't awkward people in your church, then chances are you're probably the awkward person.
Well, that's good.
But it takes work to be church, like to make space. And like you're saying, John, like some people, like it's a cost sometimes to sit on your own preferences.
Yeah.
I think because built into Baptists is this ingredient that lends itself to take you towards conflict, and we've got to actually manage conflict well, because conflict is just having different opinions, and we actually need to have different opinions. We've got to speak the truth in love, and not let it rip us apart.
Otherwise, we get what you were talking about earlier on, saying, well, people are sitting there saying nothing, you know, and they're really not happy.
Yeah. That's right. People can say nothing because they agree, but if people are really disagreeing and not saying anything, that's actually not the kind of church we want to be.
No.
but
and
it's
it
not.
festers and
Yeah.
it's not good at all.
So I think there's real wisdom in what you're saying, and I think this stuff is stuff all our churches, we've got to find a way to be at least honest with, and saying this is the stuff we've got to get better at, being able to have the right kind of disagreements at the right time.
Yeah, some things don't really matter. They're just my personal.
Yeah, that's right.
Opinion. They're not really the important.
Yeah, and to be out for us to be able to tell something, because often, as a young bloke, I was pretty sure I was right about everything, and I think I could have been the kind of person that would cause division, or because I was sure I was right. But as you get a bit older, you realise, well, as you said, not everything actually matters that much.
No, the basic things are what's important.
Yes.
And the other things are just on the fringe, and so that's it. I think something, you think something, so let's agree to disagree.
We had a lovely time at Lower Barrington with a specific issue where they talked about how they had to wrestle through a really tough issue, and they did it. And they came out the other side, they're still together.
Yes.
But it's not. It's not simple. Like, having conflict hurts.
It certainly does.
But I think what you're saying is like, this is the stuff that we as the Baptist churches, we've got to be good at. Because out there in the world, when people disagree, they throw stones at each other or missiles at each other.
Kill each other.
Yeah, that's right. And so that we're meant to be different in that. We've got to find a way to be one, but not the same. Anyway, I'll stop.
We're not robots, are we?
No.
We don't want to all be the same.
No.
Because God's given
we have
us all.
different personalities, and they make they should work together, for the whole, and not just be, everyone should be like me.
Yes.
If everyone like me, there's a few things we miss out on.
Yes. Well, and I think that's why we have 1 Corinthians 12 that says we're one body, many parts.
Yes.
And then you have the big chapter on love, because Paul's saying, if that's true, you're going to need to love each other.
That's the important bit, though,
Yes,
isn't
it really is.
Yeah.
And what I love about what I'm hearing you saying is people get loved here.
I would think there wouldn't be anyone, well, there might be a couple that sort of think, but mostly people would say that.
Yeah. That's beautiful. What would you love to see Wynyard Baptist Church become? What's your hope for the church?
To remain a good witness in the community, and people actually come here and be searching, come here.
Yeah, fantastic.
Other people, not just the ones that come here regularly.
Yeah, so you'd love to see more people come through the doors, get to know Jesus, and be discipled here. Yeah. Jan, what would be your hope for the church?
I would love to see this building filled every week with people, like John said, that are first believers, not people coming from other churches.
Yeah, so we don't want to steal things from people from other churches, but we would just love to see lots of new people getting to know Jesus.
Yes, that would be wonderful to see. Well, bigger than this building, but we'll start with this building.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having this one filled every week.
Well, we are driving away from Wynyard Baptist Church, the last Baptist church in the north of the state, apart from Switzerland. We won't get to on this trip. We'll get to them in the end of 6 weeks.
And they converted their old church to a community hall.
Yeah.
And then built a new church across the road. Yeah. So they actually have the community hall on one side of the road and their church on the other. But I love the feel of both.
Yeah.
It was lovely meeting John and Jan and getting the grand tour. It was very...
It was fun seeing it all, seeing the amount of effort and thinking and vision gone into the church. Just a moment. We are driving along a very picturesque part of the world, and I am finishing our northern stretch. Almost a little bit emotional. It's been
amazing.
It really has. What a privilege to be part of this mob of people.
I am looking forward to coming back and visiting each one again when it's reached.
Yeah, and with a bit more time, obviously, to, because we really did 1 hour at each church.
Yeah. It felt like we got a good overview of every church. So mostly you don't go and, look in the back vestry or, look at where everything is, but we know what's behind every church.
And what I love, John and Jan were saying, like one of the benefits of being the mission director is you get the overview.
Yeah.
But what I love is, look at it's so beautiful.
Should be video.
What I love is that I'm hoping, if we don't completely bodge up these videos, that you'll be getting a bit of an overview. That everybody watching will be getting an overview of what makes the Baptist churches in Tassie special. Yeah. And I mean, there's no secret; it's the people.
Yeah.
But it's also the legacy, the history, the values, the risk taking, the courage, the faithfulness. There's so much that makes the Baptist churches of Tassie special, and I'm hoping in this series you've been seeing them. And it's not finished, but I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a bit weird actually doing a tour of our place, because we get to do that kind of 3 times because Leaverdale's kind of our place,
But we get to show everyone else.
We do.
Which is what's good about it.
And I'm also really excited. There is actually a church I don't know a lot about down south. I've only been there once, and I'm looking forward to getting to Sandy Bay and understanding more of the history, complicated history, I think, but remarkable bunch of people have been there faithfully, and it's the university church. So, wow, what a journey! What a journey!
It's been fantastic.
And now we just have to drive 3.5 hours to try and make it to Oaklands.
I can't believe everyone up here just gets to drive past this coastline every day.
I know.
Like, how is that?
We are going kind of the back way. It's just past Seagull Golf Course, which is one of my favourite Crestable golf courses. I'm assuming it's still
We're going to be
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
No. I think everyone's probably had enough.
yeah, you had enough of our chat. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Sue.
This road we share is paved with grace. Footsteps of the faithful in every place. No turning back, just forward eyes. The harvest grows beneath these skies. Hope is rising and love runs deep. The church is alive. The promise we keep